Greetings and salutations. I know it started. Nobody's here. Okay. Lay down. Alright, live chat on. Alright, so before anybody gets here, for people watching in the future, hello. Um, Visit my shop, primitiverootsconjure.com. This weekend we're having a Labor Day sale. Everything's free shipping all weekend from today, which is Saturday, till Monday, the end of Monday, midnight, Labor Day. All orders shipped for free. Um, what else? Oh, I've been adding a whole bunch of new items to the shop too, and I'm working on some really cool new things. Really cool new things. I don't want to give too much away because monkey see, monkey do, and I don't want everybody copying my shit before it's even out. So I'm not going to tell everybody what I'm working on. But I will say it's something very different, and it's probably something not a lot of people are going to be familiar with. Hey, Deck Boy. Um, so I'm not sure how it's going to go over. Hey, Gypsy Moon. Um, I'm not sure how big it's going to go over. It's a very, very old thing that is done in my Pennsylvania powwow tradition, and nobody really does it anymore. So people don't know about it. They don't know what it is, you know, all that kinds of shit. So I don't know how it's going to go over with the general public, but I'm really excited about it, and it's going to be super cool, and I'm so excited to get back into my roots and back into my shit. So the phone is unplugged so it doesn't overheat. I got 97% battery, so let's get the questions going. What else was I going to say? Oh yeah, I know it's been a while since I did a live. I've been super busy and I'm out of white. The month is over. Hey Astro. So yeah, this month is going to be another rigorous. Hey Marlene, there's one of my wrenches. This month is going to be another rigorous training session. I'm actually really working on my divination this month with both my godparents. Everybody's getting on me about doing readings and divination and everything. So I got everybody's going to be on me this month. Getting that down, hopefully a lot better, hopefully get more comfortable with it. You know, and all that. So hopefully this will be available soon. But I got a full month regimen ahead of me at learning into my divination more deeply and all that types of stuff. Everybody's getting on me. My godparents are getting on me. My spirits are getting on me. I gotta do it. So this month I'm going to be hitting the books hard. So I'm probably not going to be around a whole lot. Okay, so let's get to the questions. Am I going to make those horseshoes I talked about? I already made them. I actually made a video on it, and then I decided against posting it. And I don't know if anybody noticed, but my last live that I did like 2 weeks ago, it's gone. I gave away, so I hope everyone that was here last live took notes because it's gone from the archives. I gave away way too much shit in that video. And my spirits jumped my ass about it, and they were like, get the fuck rid of it, so it's gone. So I hope everybody took notes from the last live, because I gave away way too much of my shit, apparently, and everybody had a hubbub about it. Marlene gets a break from homework, yay. Hi, Reese Buck. Hey, Justin. Have homework. Who has homework? Hello, Bloody Axe Killer. That's a cool name. Hey, Aisha. Thundering and lightning. Sitting on the balcony. Awesome. I'm glad you got a notification because a lot of people don't. So, where's the questions, y'all? Free shipping all weekend. Just saying. Labor Day sale going on. Oh, another thing I got going on this month. Every $25 order, you're going to get to try a free sample of any oil of your choice of mine. So here's your chance, you know, if you always wondered, you know, is it going to work for you? What's it like? What's it smell like? Some people are, you know, smell sensitive and not every oil smells great. So here's your chance to try any oil in the shop. Even, you know, like my specialty oils. Try any one you want this month with a $25 order. I just put in your notes, you know, what free sample you want, and I will send it to you with your order. And this weekend is every order ships for free until midnight Monday, just so everybody knows that. Hey, Asta McGuire. Rennie Wilson was just binge watching. Awesome. I do that too when I find someone I like. I just binge their videos for like a week. Do you have any tips on working with Blackhawk? Blackhawk's really new to me. He's actually, I have him now. He's one of my spirits, but I'm still learning a lot about him. Tips for working with him. I know a lot of people put him in a bucket. Nah. The more traditional way is to put him in a bowl, like a wooden bowl, and you fill the bowl. You gather dirt right from the four corners of your property, and you put that dirt in the bowl, and then you put him in the bowl of dirt. And his traditional offerings are like, he loves tobacco, he likes rum, of course, loves tobacco though. Always give him tobacco. He likes anything Native American related, like I give mine like arrowheads and stuff like that, sweet grass, any kind of grass incense, like sweet grass, cedar grass, lemongrass, any of them kind of grass incense he really likes. I always give him a white candle and a glass of water. He loves cigarettes. Oh my God, give him cigarettes and tobacco. I just heard that. He's like, cigarettes, don't forget the cigarettes. And also, when you want him to defend you, because that's what he's for, he's a protector, so like you should always have him facing your front door so he can watch it. And when you're going into war or you're under attack and you want him to like defend you, you give him things that are red, white, and blue, because he does not like colonial Americans because they took his land, obviously. So you give him a red, white, and blue candle, or give him a little, American flag or something, because that angers him. And he'll get rip raring and go ready to fight. So that's pretty much all I know about Black Hawk. I think there's a lot of fuckery with him, per se, these spaghetti and meatballs. Shit, I've seen some people or offer him spaghetti and meatballs and are saying that's traditional, and yeah, if you just think about that for like half a millisecond, you'll know that it makes zero absolute fucking sense. So again, be really decisive on what you find online, as always. Saw the oil samples, that's awesome. Yeah, I'm running out of things. So I was like, hey, let's do free samples this month. Every month I'm going to try and do like a different, little perk thing for my clients, because I love you guys. Do you think body modification effects work? Some traditions believe body modifications reduces one energy per se. I have tons of modifications. I've never experienced it affecting anything negatively or any which way. And if you think about it, it depends on what tradition you're practicing and what you practice. But if you're doing things from the diaspora, like hoodoo and conjure and rootwork and like these kind of things, that comes from Africa. Of course, it comes from the tribes in the diaspora, and they're big on body modifications, right? They do. The ear stretching was, one of their tribal things originally. Piercing, scarification. Some of them do like the lip plates, and like, yeah, a lot of tribes and cultures are big into body modification. I can't see how it would hurt any kind of work at all. Do I know anything about San Simon? I actually don't. He's not one of my saints. I can't help you with that. All I know about him is hearsay, and like he's like the patron saint of like pimps and drug dealers and stuff. I think I don't know, I might be wrong. That's what I've heard. If you do a freezer jar spell and all kinds of hot wait a freezer jar spell with hot spices help repel and okay. We're doing this again. I had to do this like a year ago with somebody. So, hot and cold. Tell me, what does hot and cold do? They clash, right? Hot and cold are enemies. They clash. These are opposite polar energies. They don't like each other. So you don't. If you're gonna put something in the freezer, don't put hot things in it. If you're gonna do a hot thing, don't put it in the freezer. It's gonna bet heads. It's gonna blow up, and it's not gonna be good. Hello, Grace. Do I believe that some people can go crazy with spirituality? I heard some folks took it too far and ended it. Absolutely. Yeah, that's happened. It happens quite a bit, actually. Um, not just the spirituality part. I mean, of course, you get people that go crazy with the spirituality. You know, like you get the crazy Jesus Bible thumping people, and I mean that's a form of spirituality, and they go crazy with it. But when you're in certain kinds of workings, and especially when you deal with spirits, if you don't know what you're doing, those spirits absolutely can make you go insane. Absolutely. This is why we always stress being in 100% control of yourself. Because if you're not in control of yourself, you can't control anything else. If you don't know yourself, if you don't do the work on yourself that you have to do in order to be a worker, these spirits are going to jump all over you. And yes, I've personally seen a lot of people lose their damn minds. People in my own initiation traditions, people in my own house have gone insane. Because that's it can do that to you if you lose control even for a minute. You know, yes. What herb should I use to fix a candle for Hyjon? Um, I mean, of course you want to use Hyjon to conquer root or Hyjon conquer oil. You could also use something like I offer a Crown of Triumph oil. That would be something good for that. I like, I do my shit a little bit different. Sometimes I mix my John the Conqueror with commanding and compelling herbs like licorice root. A lot of people don't do shit like that. They don't think outside the box like that. But yeah, he's a conqueror. You want to conquer the shit. You want to triumph over it. So yeah, you can do commanding, controlling, kind of shit. That's intense. Yes, it is. I I lost my damn mind, a couple times here for a minute. I'll lose it for like a day. And I'd be like, damn, I gotta get control of this shit, and I gotta go fix it. But it fucking happens, especially if these spirits jump on you. What would you use venomous snake sheds in protection and hexing work as opposed to non-venomous snake sheds? Um, Snake sheds in general are good for hexing, whether it's venomous or non-venomous. I mean, you think about like constrictors, right? So that, I mean, they're gonna like tie shit up and constrict it and strangle it and kill it. So I mean, and they're not venomous. So I mean, snake sheds and a lot of people are scared of snakes too, right? A lot of people have a snake phobia. So snake sheds in general are really good for hexing kind of things. For protection, meh, not so much. I mean, I guess you could use it for that, but personally, I would go another route for protection before I would go with snakeskin. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. Oh, I mean, common sense, guys. I'm always stressing it. How much I stress it. Common sense. If you just think about something for, half a minute, it'll make sense. Common sense, keep it simple, always. My mantra. Okay, who's next? We got 19 people, nobody's talking. This is my time, y'all. 80% battery. Get your questions in. I got a Popeye in the oven. I always have a Popeye in the oven when I do these lives. I keep reptiles, so I was wondering if I could use their sheds. I mean, reptiles? On the reptile. I was just talking about snakes in general. Yeah, have you checked my Popeye? Is it okay? Not done yet? Okay. Um, I mean, skin shedding, I think I talked about this on another live, can have a little bit to do with transformation. I mean, there's other things that are better used for that, like caterpillars and butterflies and cicadas and things that actually completely, transform into other things are much better utilized for things like transformation. But I think I said you could use sheds for something like that as well, but it wouldn't be my go-to thing. You love to have some snake sheds. I got tons of snake shed. Will you have your promo posted on your website? One of them is, it's like right at the top. If you go click on the site right now, there's like a banner at the top and it's promoting the free sample oil. I didn't have room on there to do the Labor Day like promotion thing, the free shipping, till Monday at midnight because it's only like a 2-day, 3-day thing or whatever. Didn't have room for that, but that one's going on too. All orders ship free until Monday at midnight. No minimum required. Horseshoe up on... Is your horseshoe up on you or site? I'm not selling horseshoes, if that's what you mean. The horseshoes I got and fixed were for my personal use. I actually got some more the other day. I'm picking them up here or there now. So maybe at some point when I get a little supply of them, I might start selling them on the site. I did just come across a big deal of coffin boxes tonight, so I just stuck those up there like an hour ago, and they're very limited, you guys. I got 3 sizes, and I got 3 in each size. I got 9 coffin boxes total, in different sizes, and when they're gone, they're gone. So anybody that wants those better get on there and grab them. Coffin boxes usually pretty hard to come by. Do you sell snake sheds? I haven't. I have quite a few from different types of snakes. When I get a little more accumulated, I might offer it. A lot of mine are like boas and stuff because I have a lot of family and friends that have constrictors and pythons and stuff. So when they shed, they just send me the skins and don't ask any questions. And I've had a couple other people just send me snake sheds, because they like me or whatever, just friends or whatever. Yeah, maybe when I get some more, I'll offer them. Coffin boxes on the website. Yep, they just went up like an hour ago. I just put them up. I just got them earlier today. Yeah, I got 9 in 3 different sizes, 3 of each size. And when they're gone, they're gone. I won't be able to get any more of them probably. What are coffin boxes? They're little coffin-shaped boxes. Hold on, I'll show you one. So this is one of the small ones that I just put up in the shop. So you guys know what they look like. They're little coffin boxes. They say rest in peace on them. You can see they look like actual coffins. And then inside, you have a skeleton. And these are used pretty much for cursing and hexing, type works if you want to bury somebody, if you want to bury an enemy. But they can also be used for putting things to rest. Like if you want to cut cords with someone or a relationship or, something like that, you can put it to rest and bury, put it to rest in peace, and bury this. And you can use them with poppets, are always good, dolls, poppets, but you can also, you don't have to do that. You can just have a picture of the person, personal effects, tag locks of the person, and stuff like that. But when they're gone, guys. I got very few. Papa Bear, you messaged me, but forgot your email password. I don't remember you, I'm sorry. Number 1, I'm horrible with names. And number 2, I get a lot of messages from people and a lot of clients. David Deluxe Papa Bear does not sound familiar. What about burying a bad habit? Yeah, you could use it for that. Anything you want to put to rest or bury, you can use the coffin boxes for, absolutely. There's actually an old trick, and Yeah, I can give it out. I'm hearing it's okay. If someone has a bad habit, an addiction or something that you want to break, especially alcohol and smoking and drugs are like the three main addictive bad habits that people want to get rid of. There's a really good work with an apple that you can do that with. So you want to cut the apple in half. You put the person in the cut apple. After you cut it in half, put their picture or personal effect, hair, fingernail, whatever, in there. Write your petition. If you put a picture in there, write your petition. And then you need something of the substance that you want to break. So you either want to put a cigarette in there, you want to put whatever drug you're addicted to, put it in the apple. If it's alcohol, you're going to pour that on there. Then you're going to nail it back together with nails, pins, however you want to do it, and put the apple back together. You're going to tie it up, and you're going to bury it. And when the apple rots, that addiction will go away. It's very good for alcoholics. I've used it many times. Other people have used it on alcoholics with great effects. I have some work that I'm trying to get over the finish line, so to speak. My target is so resistant. Do you have any tips for lowering your target's resistance that you don't mind sharing? I mean, Art of War, guys. Art of War. I say it on every live. If you're going after somebody, you never go head on. Never. You have to kind of learn the target and get around those kind of resistances that they have up. So you got to get sneaky, you got to get tricky. I mean, that's why it's called laying tricks. You got to get tricky and sneaky with a lot of things you do to get around people's defenses. I mean, everybody got spirits. Everybody got, even if they're not workers, they got spirits protecting them. They have ancestors. They have a court. So I tend to not to go at issues head on. I try and look for a back door and go in that way because it's usually less guarded. Stop to say hi. Hi, Ramona. About to eat dinner with family. Blessings. Great. Wait, well, thanks. Thanks for joining for half a minute. I got a kitty foot right here and a tail. What do you do when jewelry that you've had made for you for protection breaks? Get it fixed. Get it fixed. I've had things break. I take them to whoever, depending on what it was, I'll take it back to who for me, or I'll take it, if it's a ring or something like that, I'll just take it to a jeweler and I'll have it fixed, and then I'll re-empower it by putting it in different places for certain periods of time. I got yelled at for giving away too much shit, so I'm gonna be vague sometimes. I can only talk on certain things. Hey, Nightbird. I think your comment didn't show. Do you work with lodestone? Absolutely, I love lodestones. Yeah, they're great. They're great for drawing in anything that you want to draw into you. It's a magnet. So it's great for like money, prosperity, love. A lot of people don't think about that one either. They're really good for love. All kind of stuff. Anything that you want to attract and bring in. Lodestones are fucking excellent. I love them. Have an ex-birth certificate that left with many belongings. Was abusive and bled me dry financially. How could I use the birth certificate to give him what is owed? Just off the top of my head, I had it sitting there. I mean, the birth certificate's a tag lock on him, definitely. And if it's an old one, they usually got footprints on them from when they were born and everything like that. I mean, you could use it for a tag lock in any kind of, anything. 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 Anything that you can think of. Get creative. Okay, guys, come on. Time's a wasting. Batteries are draining. I don't know if how many more lives I'm going to be doing this month because I got to hit the books this month. I got a lot of training I got to do. What's Florida water? Never heard of it until you... Oh my god, really? I can't even give you all the uses for Florida water. You're going to have to Google that shit. um, Basically, baseline Florida water is a cleanser. It is a spiritual cleanser. That's just like its basic use, what most people tend to run to it for. It cleanses, negative energies and altars and all that kinds of shit. It's a cleansing and it's a protecting. But it's also very attracting. So you gotta watch with it. Make sure you know what you're doing, who's around, and kind of be careful with it sometimes because a lot of people don't know. They think, oh, I spray Florida water, I'm clean and nothing bad, and some spirits are really attracted to it too that aren't necessarily good. So just keep that in mind always. I mean, but it has like way more many uses. That's just that's just one. Google it, honey. You're gonna find pages and pages and pages and pages of uses for Florida water. It's the original. Was thinking of making coffee. Yeah, use the original. Use the original. Fuck it. I think you skipped my question. Did I skip your question? I remember you said you messaged me and your name was Papa Bear, but I didn't see a question. What's your take on Lucky Cat Juju doll? I've never even heard of that. I don't know what a Lucky Cat Juju doll is. I'm looking for your question, David. I'm not... Okay. Okay, I'm back to where you say you're Papa Bear and you message me and then you say it's okay. Okay, I found it. Does foot track magic work always have to do with poisoning people through their feet? Like bad stuff. What about other stuff? I mean, foot track work it's a tag lock just like any other kind of tag lock. I mean... There's different ways to do foot track work. You can like collect someone's footprint, from where they stood or stepped or whatever, and you can use that dirt as a tag lock on the person to do anything you want. Foot track work, most of the time, yeah, it's to either get somebody away from you, it's to protect you from someone, it's to banish someone. I mean, I suppose it could be used in a positive way. I suppose. Like if you wanted... But why would you want to do that? I don't know. If you wanted to... I don't know. If you wanted to bring luck to somebody, if you laid down some luck powder and they walked through it, I suppose it would work. I mean, I've never really heard of that being done, but I don't see why it couldn't be possible. I hope that answers your question. Dragon Blue, deleting messages, huh? Foot track is especially strong if it's been thrown inside the person's house. Yeah, that's hard to do. Personally, if I want someone to get something in their house, I give them a gift. Or I send them a gift. And it's always something that, wouldn't be suspected. Something nice, something cutesy, something pretty, something, decoration, a plant. House plants are really good to lay tricks in. Shit like that. That's how I get things in people's houses. Sometimes. Or you can mail them. I think I've given this trick out before. You mail them a card. Send them a nice, or give the person a card, and dust that card or put oil on it or something, whatever you want to do to the person, dust the card, put the oil on it, and they open the card. When they touch it, there you go. And always make it a nice card. Always tell people to go to hell in such a way that they look forward to the trip. So make it a nice, really nice card. Hello, Wiccan Mohan. If I said that right. Hello, Justin Pook. Pook? Pock? Gets past their defenses. Yep, they'll walk it right through. Absolutely. With freezer spells, do you think they have a lasting long effect or immediate effect, but not long lasting? I only get immediate effect, but not long lasting. I mean, shit I put in a freezer, it lasts usually till I take it out of the freezer. That's kind of the point of freezing something, right? You want to preserve it and keep it in where it's at and solid and stuck, right? So, yeah, I mean, every time I've done, I mean, I don't do freezer shit very often, but when I've done it, it works until I take it out of the freezer and it thaws out, basically. You love me, such an inspiration. Cool. At least somebody likes me. Poke. Okay. Poke. I said it right. Awesome. Oh, good. I'm good with the names tonight. I usually fuck everybody's names up. Questions? Come on, guys. My time here, 60% battery. We're draining quick, and like I said, I don't know when I'm going to be back, so get your shit in. I got to hit the books this month. I got a lot of training to do with my godparents. Every week I gotta do one night with one godparent, and then like 2 nights later I gotta do another night with another godparent every week this month. We're getting, hopefully gonna get this divination down. Maybe, hopefully I can do readings at some point soon. Do I listen to Beartooth? I've never heard of them. Blackbill Boise? Boys? Blackbill Boys. Never heard of Beartooth, sorry. Got a coffin box and some Florida water, yay. Awesome. Oh, did you just get it now? For me? Fucking rock, awesome. Are there any negative repercussions from doing banishings or hot foot powders that I should be aware of? I mean, no harm. I just want people to leave. No. No. I mean, you're getting rid of negativity, right? Obviously, if you want to get rid of somebody, they're like a negative energy. They're not good. You don't like them. You don't want them around. Get rid of them. There's no repercussions to that. Just get the fuck out of my space. Just now? Awesome. You're awesome. Taking advantage of that free shipping all weekend. Any advice on how to stop people treating you bad for 10 years? Can you hear the music, Blackville? I listen to all kinds of music. I'm very eclectic in my music taste. That's the one thing I'm eclectic in. Any advice on how to stop people from treating you bad for 10 years? Well, if it's been for 10 years, I'm going to assume that it's family. Because if it's not, then why are you putting up with someone treating you bad for 10 years if it's not family? I'm looking. I want confirmation that it's family before I say anything. Wiccan boys. Is it a family person, or is it like somebody that's not family? Because if it's somebody that's not family and they're treating you bad for 10 years, you need to get the fuck rid of them. Plain and simple as that. Family, it's a little more difficult because you can't really get rid of family. Nope. Even after they die. Nobody's talking. Let's go, guys. 20 views. 20 people here. Fuck talking. Let's go. Questions. Here to answer them. So, alright, let me answer Blackbill question. This is Tool. But you'll hear different bands popping in. Do you use music in any of your workings, like the energy of the song matching the work? Absolutely. I use music for a lot of things. Actually, a lot of things. I'm very musically inclined. And I've always been that way since I was a kid. Yeah, absolutely. I use music for all kinds of stuff. When I'm doing work, I always have music on. When I'm cleansing the house, I always have music on. When I have a bath, a lot of times I have music on. And when, you know, I'm honoring and working with my tradition spirits, obviously, you know, they have their own music, you know, that I play for them. I sing. I'm a horrible fucking singer. I'm awful. But, you know, when I'm out in the woods or river or cemetery or wherever I'm going doing work, I sing. Um, I can't say what they're called, but I sing the songs of the spirits that I want to contact in those places. That's what I can say about that. But yeah, music is absolutely integral in a lot of things that I do. Is it good to put alum in a glass of water under your bed? Absolutely, it is. And I just listed alum in the shop earlier this week, and that's actually one of the uses that I put in the description of the listing. Was to use the alum in a glass of water, and you can place it under your bed. I'm plugging the phone in for a minute. You can place it by a door. Alum, I mean, it works okay by itself in a glass of water, but if you really want to jack that shit up, I did a video on it down the channel. If you scroll, video on it. So you want a glass of water, you want alum, you want a block of camphor, and sea salt. And if you have it, bluing, anil, bluing, record. Guys, I plugged the phone in and look what happened. This is why we can't plug the phone in. Okay, so I was talking about the glass. I don't know how much got missed, so I'll just say it real quick again. It's alum, a block of camphor, sea salt, and if you have it, anil, records, or bluing. Like I was just saying, I kind of skip the bluing a lot of times, and I just buy a blue glass, which you can get them at like Dollar Tree for $1. They got blue glasses. If you use a blue glass, you can kind of skip the bluing part. But yeah, and you put that on in a glass, and you can put it anywhere that you want to absorb and trap any kind of negativity. So let's say it's Christmas or Thanksgiving or some kind of fucking holiday where lots of guests are coming into your home. You don't want those people dragging their, you know, negative shit through your house. So you're going to want to place a glass with all that stuff in it, place it by your door. So when people are entering and exiting, as they walk past that glass, it's going to trap and absorb any negative caca, you know, that they got on them, so they're not traipsing it, you know, through your house. It's also very good under a bed. If you're having nocturnal issues, I don't know what to call it without giving too much away. If you're having issues at night when you sleep, yes, you can put that glass under your bed to absorb and trap that kind of shit. Oh, sure, I missed a lot of questions. Hold on. How do you feel about Wiccans, pagans, or non-Christian people who practice hoodoo? Do you think it's tainting the water? I mean, if you want to call it hoodoo, you gotta include the Christianity. You gotta include the Bible. I actually seen someone earlier and it rubbed me the wrong way. I was on Instagram and I seen somebody's name was something hoodoo. It was like Leo Hoodoo or something like that. So I was like, oh, let me check this person out. And I clicked on their profile, and their entire description was like Wiccan, pagan, brr, 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 and it had nothing to do with the diaspora or Christianity or anything of what hoodoo is. And I'm like, that name is really fucking misleading. Why the fuck did you pick that name? Yeah, I mean, I guess Wiccans are okay. Not my kind of people. I don't, you know, I wouldn't say I dislike them. I do dislike a lot how a lot of them kind of try and push their shit on everybody like Christians. Like they're trying to push their threefold shit and their karma shit and all their shit on everybody. And I don't like that about Wiccans. I don't like that a lot of them are eclectic. And they mishmash shit. I don't like that either. But in general, meh, I don't have anything against them, I guess. Do you do drumming or anything else to raise energy? Actually, I do. Um, but I usually only do drumming. See, and it's hard because like in my initiatory tradition, drums are taboo for women. We're not really allowed to touch them. But when I'm not doing that, I do have quite a few drums. I actually bought a new drum, like this weekend. It's really cool. It's made out of goat skin and everything. Um, and some of my spirits really like the drum, so I play it for them. It's usually just personal for them, and they'll usually ask me. And I'm not a great drummer either. In my head, my whole life, I thought I was a great drummer. Until I actually got a drum. And I found out I'm really not a good drummer. But yeah, sometimes my spirits will ask me, get the drum down, play some drums for a while. And, it's usually when I do it, it's personal, for my spirits that are requesting it. Because they like drums. As far as work and stuff, I haven't really incorporated drums into that kind of stuff. Thanks is not for me, is for a friend, and yes, it is family. Okay, so yeah. Family is a little more difficult. But it's such a touchy subject because even family can be toxic. They really can be. One tip I will give is I would never suggest anybody, and I don't care what they did, I never would suggest anybody do any kind of hexing, cursing, jinxing, or anything of any family member. I would never suggest anybody do that. You kind of want to take the high road in that situation, and if you got to cut them off, cut them off. Just cut them, block them out of your life, cut them off, and go to your ancestors. Go to your ancestors and tell them, hey, this person is treating me like shit. They're family. Can you guys, kind of finesse this situation a little bit? Maybe work on that person. Maybe, help me understand maybe something I'm doing wrong that's making them treat me that way. Because it can be us sometimes too, So we always got to look at ourselves as well. But don't ever curse or hex, a family blood member. I would never suggest anybody doing that. Very bad things can happen if you do that. Tomorrow I'm going hiking with my best friend on a haunted nature reservation. Awesome. I've been there years ago and I actually saw a spirit. There's an old pioneer village nearby where they lynched people. And have I worked with Santa Muerte? I absolutely have not. She's not one of the spirits I work with. I do work with spirits of the dead and death type spirits, but not Santa Muerte. That's not my tradition. What's his name? Crossroads. Oh my God, what is his name? His name is Gerald White, and he has a page called Crossroads Rootwork or Crossroads Conjure. It's Crossroads something. His name's Gerald White, and he is a very devout worker of Santa Muerte, and he's actually been doing a lot of Facebook Lives on her and helping people with her. So check him out if you're interested in La Santisima Muerte. Wondering if there's any specific precautions to take for haunted woods reservations. What sort of offering should I bring? I have some candles and incense cones, but I'm not sure. So, if there are spirits residing in a place where lynchings were done and murders were committed, and so this is going to be bad energy. There's going to be angry spirits at these places. So I would protect myself to the nines, head covering, wear protection oil, carry some kind of protective amulet, carry some Florida water with you, put some cascarilla on your ass. I'm talking protect yourself to the damn nines. Be very cautious that nothing jumps on you that you're going to drag home. As far as offerings, mm, I wouldn't I wouldn't do offerings to any particular certain spirits in a place like that, except spirits of the land, the nature spirits. I wouldn't do offerings for people that were lynched or murdered or anything like that. What I would do for them is offer them prayers. I would offer them prayers for their suffering, and prayers of elevation and peace and those kinds of things. If I was going to do offerings, I would do it to the land spirits of of that place, and I would ask the spirits of that land to assist those human spirits in progressing and elevating past their traumatic death and experience. So offerings for the land could be rum, flowers are always great. You could probably do some cigars or some smoke or something. Most spirits, don't mind that type of offer. Tobacco, especially if you said it's like a Native American kind of land. Tobacco. Take some fucking pipe tobacco or chewing tobacco or some kind of loose leaf tobacco, and leave that for the land spirits, and just ask them to assist the people that were murdered and lynched and people that died terribly there. Assist their spirits in progressing beyond that and becoming elevated and get past it. Hope that helps. Do you have any good tricks for anyone who is seeking a raise from their employer? Well, I mean, yeah, you could always do success, triumph kind of work. You could make a gree or buy one from me, hint, hint, that you could carry with you to assist in that promotion. You could do things if there's anyone else up for the promotion. You could do a type of work like I can, you can't kind of work to kind of keep anybody else from getting it so that you get it. Throw that on the table. You could try and sweeten the boss up. You could put your boss in your sugar bowl. Don't do a fucking honey jar. Put him in your sugar bowl. And do some prayers. Not Christian, but if it works, it works. Psalms are awesome. You got it. Thanks for answering my question. Awesome. Can you do banishings on family just to get them to move out? Yeah. If they're toxic in your life, you could do a simple banishing or hot foot, but I wouldn't do anything negative to a family member. But you could definitely make a boundary and be like, this is my space, get the fuck out of it, if they're, not nice or negative. Love your cowrie shell ring. What is the spiritual use of the cowrie? So one of my clients actually made this for me. It's a custom made ring. I'm not done with it. I'm going to work on it. I'm going to work on this. I'm going to fill it and do some things with it. Cowrie shells are very traditional in African traditions and diaspora traditions. Way back in the day, in those continents before money, cowrie shells were used as currency. So if you look at old pictures of like African kings and queens and stuff, usually they were wearing tons of cowrie shells. They had crowns of cowrie shells and cowrie shell drapes and that kind of stuff. So it symbolizes kind of royalty and money. They're all kinds of things. They're good luck. They're used in many traditions as a divination system. Lots of uses for cowrie shells and lots of meanings to them. Just got your notification. What the hell? We've been live for almost an hour, and I got 40% battery left, and my Popeye's almost done. Ever since I've cut some family members off, everything in my life has been flowing better. Much more peaceful home. People literally drain the life out of you. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, you can totally cut off toxic family members. You know, if they're fucking up your shit. But don't do anything negative to them. I will advocate highly against that. Definitely will protect myself, and that's actually what I was thinking. Awesome, Jillian. Prayers for their peace and offerings to land. You got it. Tobacco thing. Yeah. Native spirits and land spirits love tobacco. Like, fucking love it. Should I be worried if I see shadow people frequently in my house? I cleanse regularly. If they're not doing anything, don't worry about it. I've seen many, many, many in my time, you know, and if they're not doing anything negative, if they're not fucking with shit, if you're not having bad luck and, you know, bad things happening or anything like that, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Does foot track consist of laying tricks in socks, shoes, stockings, stuff that goes on your feet too, or is it only for footprint? Yeah, you could totally do shit on somebody's shoes or socks or, you know, and yeah, you can 100% do that. And an old trick that a lot of people don't know about is your own shoes. You can, on the bottom, on the sole, or the inside of your own shoes, draw sigils, draw protections, write some psalms, symbols, sigils, you know, all that shit. Put them on the bottom of your shoe, put them inside your shoe to protect your fucking feet when you're walking around. Started to occur more frequently after my dad passed last year. Typically, I see them close to his old room where he passed. Yeah, I mean, don't worry about it. Work with your ancestors. If the frequency increased after your dad died, that's either your dad or it's an ancestor, probably would be my guess. So yeah, go with your ancestors on that. Any tips for discreetly laying a trick on a location where there are cameras? I was thinking of just walking by the building and pretending to be on my phone while I sprinkle and mumble my incantation. I mean, that's a good way to do it. Another good thing, if you have a pet, like a dog, act like you're walking your dog and like you stop to pick up some poop. Like just act like it. Like bend down, like you're picking up poop, have a bag in your hand and like lay your shit, do your shit, you know, that kind of thing. Um, uh, Another good way to do it as casual as possible. I can't stress that enough. Don't draw suspicion to yourself. Don't act suspicious. Don't look around. Don't look at the camera. Don't spend too much time. Do it quick and get it gone. Like a fucking drive-by. But don't make it like crazy, you know, like run up, throw something, and run away. Not that kind of drive-by. But don't linger in the area. Don't throw a lot of suspicious, you know, actions or maneuvering or anything like that. Just do it quick and go on your way. Don't look back. That's another cardinal fucking rule and shit. Never look back. If you are younger than your enemy by 14 years, does it make them more spiritually powerful? It definitely can. I mean, if they're a practitioner, then if they're 14 years your senior, they would definitely be like an elder practitioner, which comes with, I mean, the reason elders are more powerful is a lot of reasons. A lot of reasons. The knowledge, the abilities grow, the spirits grow. I mean, all that shit grows as you age. So, elders, someone older tends to be more powerful, but it really depends. It really depends on what kind of practitioner they are. Like, how dedicated to it are they? I don't know. It would depend, but a general rule is they yeah, they would probably be stronger. Have two dogs, that's perfect. There you go. I'm gonna start munching my pup pie. Where's all my viewers gone? It's Saturday night, y'all. Everybody's out partying. It's Labor Day weekend. We got 30% battery left. Any questions? Start getting them in. He didn't give me any salt or pepper with this. Damn it. Sweetening jar. I was wondering if I should stop shaking it when it manifests. I hate sweetening jars, you guys. You guys know me. Oh, God, that needs salt. I'm going to set that over there for a minute. It's really hot. I need salt. And pepper. Should you stop shaking it? I hate sweetening jars. I really fucking do. They're way over fucking utilized. And I certainly hope it's not a fucking honey jar. Yeah, I would stop shaking it once it manifests. Maybe go back to it. You know, if you really insist on doing a sweetening jar, go back to it. You know, every once in a while after the manifestation takes place. You know, put it away in a dark place, and maybe once a month or every couple weeks or whatever, go back and shake it up again just to keep it, keep everything like moving. You know what I mean? Because sweetening jars tend to crystallize. It depends what you put in there. Especially if you put honey, syrup, any of that kind of shit. It's going to crystallize and become solid even more than it is now after a period of time. So, yeah, keep it moving. Do you know anyone anywhere to look for Native American spiritual traditions? I am 1/8 Choctaw. I can't say. I know quite a few people that are Native and do practice things, but I don't feel comfortable giving out their names for quite a few reasons. And I don't even know if they'd be taking on, you know, apprentices or godchildren or whatever you want to call it. No, I can't say on that one. Sorry. It's not honey. Sugar and water. Okay, well, that's a little better. That's a little better than honey and syrup and all that shit. Hey, Nothingness Chronicles, you did miss most of it. We're on 34%. I've been here an hour. Yeah, like I said, just once it manifests, put it away. Put it away in a closet, in a cabinet, you know, somewhere dark and hidden. And go back to it once in a while to keep things fresh and shake it up a little bit. Hate honey jar. Yeah. See, and I wouldn't even... I've talked about jar work so many times, you guys, and I'm not even talking about, you know, sweetening jars or honey jars, just jar work, period. It's a container. It's a locked, sealed fucking container. When you're doing something like sweetening and love and prosperity and money and all these things that you want to draw in, you're locking it away in a sealed fucking container. When you're doing things to draw things in, it needs to be open. It needs to be fluid and moving and able to draw and pull and do these things. I don't like locking those things in a container and locking them up and sealing them up and trapping them. They should be free. Those energy should be free flowing and moving. I like to save jars for mostly negative type of work. Really. And I don't even use jars for that a whole hell of a lot, but I do sometimes. How do you know a mirror box is working? Are you getting hit with shit? Well, it depends on what kind of mirror box you did. If you did a mirror box on an enemy, so like if you put an enemy in a mirror box to reflect, you know, it's like a boomerang, right? It's reversing. So look at the person you put in the box. Is their shit getting fucked up? Is their life getting fucked up? Or bad things happening to them? Are you no longer being affected by them? Then you know it's working. If it was a mirror box for yourself, for protection, again, is any bad shit happening to you? Is things going awry? Is anything hitting you? If it's not, then it's working. I keep seeing people posting buying them away from you spells, and I just can't. I talked about that on the last lab, I think. We're not even going to do that. I need salt and pepper! Yeah, you don't bind something to you to make it go away. You don't bind anything that you want to get rid of. Sorry guys, common sense. You don't bind your fucking enemies. You want them to run, not be stuck. I need salt and pepper, baby. You just give me this stuff with nothing. It's not very good. This isn't the same Popeye I've been eating, you guys. This one's like a shepherd's pie. It's got hamburger and mashed potatoes and shit. It's like a pie. And it's not as good as the Popeye, unfortunately. At least from when I had that first bite. Maybe with some salt. It'd feel good now. I think we have a troll, Marlene. Right above your last comment. Send me salt and pepper next week. Don't send me no salt and pepper. Nobody send me fucking salt and pepper. That's bad juju. You guys will know that shit? Yeah, Marlene is a troll. Last comment before yours. Take care of that with your wrench. Who's up? Questions? We got 30% battery, you guys. 29 now. Send you some salt and pepper. Oh, I read that. Not a troll. You want to see my tattoos? Well, that's not a good way to just come into a live and ask to see someone's tattoos is by telling them to strip. I'm sorry. That's pretty fucking rude. If you wanted to see my tattoos, you could have just asked me. And I would happily showed you my tattoos. I've showed them on other videos. Not all of them, but most of them. Troll showed up after Insutanami comment? What is the Insutanami comment? Salt and pepper consider opposites and can cause conflict. Absolutely. Nobody fucking mail me salt and I feel like I heard that before, but I'm unsure. Yes. If you want to make people fight, cause a quarrel in a household, run by the door and throw some salt and pepper at the fucking doorstep. I mean, I forgive you, apologize, you're forgiven. Why wouldn't I? But yeah, that's not a cool way to come in. And my moderators are gonna thump you on the head with a wrench, sorry. Wish I could go into your screen and grab a piece of your chicken. It's not chicken! Hold on. It's a shepherd's pie. And it's gluten-free. Guys, I got gluten last night. Oh my god. I got fucking gluten last night. I was so sick. And it must not have been a whole hell of a lot because I wasn't really sick today. My stomach was a little fucked up earlier today, but usually if I get gluten, I get really fucking sick, like, for, like, weeks, like, really bad. I mean, yeah, I got another restaurant I can't eat at anymore. I was down to 2 places that I trust to eat at that had not made me sick. I'm down to 1 now. I was so pissed. I was so upset last night. I was really sick last night. But it hasn't lasted very long. And it's not as bad as it usually is, so I think it must have just been like a really tiny, small amount. I am feeling better, Jillian, thank you. It was really bad last night. I felt like shit. Okay, questions, guys. 20%. We're going to be closing it down here real shortly. 17 people in here and nobody's talking. This is like, I don't know. It'd be good, but the hamburger has a really weird texture. I wonder if this is like some vegan hamburger or something, because the texture is very strange. And hamburger technically is gluten-free, so I don't know why they would have switched that out to make it gluten-free. I think it's probably vegan. and I just grabbed it because it was gluten-free. I didn't see the vegan part. That happens a lot. But the meat has a really weird texture. Celiac, yeah, I have celiac, honey. I do have celiac. It sucks. I just got it like 2 years ago. When starting an herb garden, what do you suggest starting with? I suggest starting with what you use the most. I tell anybody that. And that goes for any vegetable garden, herb garden, anything that you're going to eat or utilize. Plant what you're going to use. Don't plant shit that you're not really going to use or you're not really going to eat. Just to plant it, just to grow something. Get stuff that you use a lot of or eat a lot of. And that's where you're going to start. Just kidding about the salt and pepper. I was surprised no one besides you said anything. Well, that's because I'm here to teach people, so a lot of people probably don't know that shit. On this, on this live anyway. I'm here to answer questions for people. Do you ever feel some workings knock you out afterward? Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm. And I do some major shit. I'll be down for a whole day. I've actually been down for a couple days for a couple things. Oh, yeah. If you do it right, if you're doing work right, you should feel that shit. Like, it should take a toll on you. It should definitely... You should never question that it's working. Or that you did it right. Or, like, anything like that. Because if you're doing it right, you need to be feeling that fucking shit. 100%. What are some daily things someone can do with their ancestors? So prayers, absolutely. I mean, I don't know what kind of setup you have for your ancestors. If you have an altar or a space for them, designated. And daily things for your ancestors, absolutely prayers. Prayers of elevation, daily. Give them light, daily, which is a candle. And water, of course. Anything that you know that your ancestors liked or anything that they asked for. So maybe, one of them smoked cigarettes. Maybe one of them liked rye whiskey or corn whiskey or I don't know, whatever. What was, your great grandma, what was your grandma's favorite food? Give that to her. Did they like coffee? Give them fucking coffee. Everybody, I haven't met really a spirit yet except per se for maybe one spirit that didn't like coffee. Like, that's, most spirits like coffee. Tomorrow I'm going to visit some family cemeteries, and I think I should collect some dirt and some of whatever else I find in them. Awesome. Collecting dirt from family members is always the safest route to go when you're going to a graveyard to collect dirt. But, as I said before, it might have been the last live or the one before that. If you're going to the cemetery for a purpose other than visiting with your family, if you're going in there with a purpose to collect dirt or do anything else in the cemetery besides visit, you need to pay homage to the gatekeeper of that cemetery. You need to ask their permission. You need to state your intent when you walk through the gate. You need to leave fucking offerings at the gate. You need to address the gatekeeper before you go in there and do what the fuck you're doing if you're doing something other than visiting. And I do that even if I'm visiting. I still pay homage to the keeper of the gate and leave some fucking offerings on my way in and on my way out. Now you're hungry. It's really not that good. The other thing I was getting, my old Popeye, was much better. Okay, I'm glad because me too. I cleaned my house top to bottom recently. At the end, I was dripping sweat. I had to lie down for a couple hours. What kind of prayers and what do you mean by elevation? We elevate our ancestors in many ways. But The main way we elevate our ancestors is by elevating ourselves. Because we are them and they are us. So if we elevate ourselves, then we elevate them as well. But you can elevate them, in other ways. So, amongst the dead, there's hierarchies of spirits. There's like, lower level, and you got like regular spirits, like elevated spirits. So what we're trying to do is get our ancestors to the elevated platform and not just the regular platform, right? We want them elevated. And when they elevate, they get stronger and we get stronger and, all that good stuff. So you elevate them, number one, by elevating yourself. You elevate them by giving them light and offerings and daily prayers. I have several that I say with my ancestors. Some of them are quite personal, some of them not so much. Maybe on the next live I do, I'll get that book out and I'll share, maybe one or two of the daily prayers that I do every day. Can you put good friends on your ancestors' altar, or do they all have to be blood related? They all have to be blood related. Friends are not ancestors. I'm sorry. And another thing, pet doggo and pet kitty is not your ancestors either. Don't put them... Don't put no animals on your ancestors. Don't put anyone that's not a blood relative with your ancestors. And don't put any living people on your ancestor altar. So if the only picture you have of, Pappy who died is a group picture or a picture of him and Meemaw is still alive, you don't put that picture on there. If there's anyone living in the picture, it doesn't go on there. What if there is a physical human at the gate of the cemetery? I've never run across that. A physical, person standing guarding the gate of the cemetery? I've never been in a lot of cemeteries a lot of my life, and I've never come across a physical person at the gate of the cemetery. We're on 15% battery, guys. I grilled some brats and kraut yesterday and put some as an offering on my altar, and boy did they enjoy it. I'm half German, and that side of the family made their presence known. Absolutely. I got the Pennsylvania Dutch. I got a lot of German in my ancestry. I also have quite a bit of Italian in my ancestry as well. And that's as far as I know. I haven't done my DNA thing yet, but I know I got the German and I know I got the Italian because my Nana's straight off the damn Italy boat. She's straight up Italian. But yeah, if you give them things that they like, they're gonna perk up. Absolutely. Give them their favorite foods and traditional culture foods as well for your culture. Meaning a person that guards the entrance of the cemetery. Yeah, I've never run across that. I've seen cemeteries that lock the gates, after dark or after a certain time or like whatever. They'll lock the gate, and then you gotta jump the fucking fence if you really want to get in there. But I've never in my life run across an actual person guarding a gate at a cemetery. If that's what it is, go to a different fucking cemetery if you can, as long as it's not your family in there or whatever. I've never run across that. That's crazy. Actually, I have heard that in New Orleans now, that they do, they're either locking, especially like the Lafayette and those ones, because they're big tourist things, and the Marie Laveau tomb kept getting desecrated and painted and all this shit. So I have heard that in the last year or so they have either started locking those cemeteries up, and you can only visit them basically with an appointment or a tour group. Or they might actually have people guarding those particular cemeteries. But personally, I have never run across it. I've never seen it. 13% battery, guys. Sometimes forget to light daily candles for them, but do you think my ancestors won't work with me because they are not elevated enough? No. I think it's because you don't venerate them daily. I've said this 100 times, guys. Once you start venerating your ancestors, you cannot stop. Maybe you could skip a day here or there, like if you got the flu and you're in bed and you're puking and you're sick as shit, or you end up in the hospital or something like that. That's understandable, and they know what's going on with you. But unless you're like fucking in bed dying sick, or you're on vacation out of town, you need to be venerating and lighting their candles every day and saying prayers every day. You can't start and then stop. Because one thing you don't want is some pissed off fucking ancestors. That's one thing you don't want. And that's exactly what happens when you start venerating them and then you stop. They start elevating and then you let them down. That pisses them off. You don't want pissed off ancestors, guys. Those are the last spirits you want to upset. Believe me. So yeah, you got to do it daily. There was a huge gate at the cemetery I used to walk to, but like 4 feet of space around it at each side of the gate. I just walked around. Does the graveyard dirt have to be collected directly from a grave, or can it be the graveyard in general? Both. You can get, if you're collecting dirt from a person, make sure it's not a random fucking person. Make sure you've done research on that fucking person before you go getting their fucking dirt. Don't go in there and just start collecting random fucking people's dirts. Collect your families, your ancestors, relatives, those things. And if you're getting a person, you better have done your goddamn research on that person before you go in there. And you better damn well go in with some divination and ask that person if they're fucking cool doing this shit for you. Don't just do random shit. If you just want cemetery dirt, graveyard dirt, you can get it from the four corners of the graveyard, and you don't have to get it from a person. These are two totally different dirts here. My cemetery is locked up at 8 p.m. My crippled ass will get stuck in the fence. Well, I gotta go before 8 p.m. then. I go in the daytime anyway because it's way fucking less suspicious. Seriously, guys. You're working in the graveyard, go during the day. Way less fucking suspicious. And if you're going to do work in a cemetery, take some fucking flowers with you. Not only are they great offerings to the gate, to the people, if you're getting people, leave them fucking flowers, offerings and shit. Leave flowers on your way out. But it makes you look way less suspicious when you're wandering around the cemetery carrying flowers. I got 9% battery, you guys. We're going to end it. I have to head off. Good night. Good night, Jillian. Okay, so it was kind of a quick live this week. I'm going to finish this when I get off. I hope I answered questions. I hope I helped people. I don't know when my next one's going to be. I really don't, because I got to hit the books this month. I got a lot of shit I got to do. A lot of training and stuff I got to work on this month in my traditions and everything. So, as always, visit the shop, primitiverootsconjure.com. Free shipping all weekend, you guys. Every order ships free, no minimums. From today till Monday at midnight, all orders ship free. And also, if you buy $25 order, $25 purchase, you get a free sample oil. Any oil you want, even my specialty oils. You'll get a free sample if you spend $25 through the whole month of September. Just put in your order notes what oil sample you want. If you don't send me a note on what sample you want, you'll get a random sample of my choosing. So check that shit out, primitiverootsconjure.com. I put a whole lot of new stuff in the shop this week. Really great stuff, and there's more things coming. I got a lot of things in the work, you guys. Some really cool things. So keep an eye out. Follow me on Instagram at primitive_roots_conjure, and like me on Facebook at primitive roots appellation conjure. And a lot of my new works will be promoted, there. You'll find out about them. Get my homework done. Yeah, I got a lot. A lot. So, as always, like, subscribe, and share. May your spirits and court and ancestors have all the necessary elevation and light and guidance, and be a lighthouse for you on your path. Like, subscribe, and share. Good night, guys.